Okay, we are finally ready to stream. This is a reshoot of a video that I did before where
EA Sports.
Wow, that is loud. This is a reshoot of a video that I did before where I introduced the stunt that I'm trying to play, as well as my entire team, all the teammates on the team, and played some games. We are reshooting this video for a variety of reasons. The number one reason is because the first time that I did this, I left out the goaltenders in my discussion of the team. The second reason I did this is because we recently kicked off the most important person on the team, the person in the goddess position, and replaced them with a real goddess. And then the third reason is because we had to test the goal celebration songs to make sure that Twitch didn't mute any of the goal celebration songs. And I'm going to increase this window right here just a second. So we don't have to do that this time. Technically, we don't have to play any games this time because we already know that all the goal celebration songs work. So we don't need to play any games, but the reason we're going to play games anyways is because my new goddess is watching this video, and I need to show her what this stunt is all about and explain and basically show what it's like to actually play some hockey games. And you know what? This time, hopefully my hair isn't doing a whole bunch of weird things this time. It was doing that in the last several videos I tried to make. If it does so this time, I'm just going to put this Quebec Nordiques hat on right here. This is not our team. The Colorado Avalanche is not my team this time. The Quebec Nordiques are my NHL PA 93 team, which I actually have a review that I'm working on right now that's open on my, my other computer that I edit on. I have to get back to that, but it's the only hat that I have near me right now. So if I need to use it, I'm going to use it. But it all depends on what my hair does. So yeah, we have to reshoot this for a variety of reasons, and I am hoping that this video will stand for all time as my explanation of what this stunt is about. So I want to basically go through. I have an outline here. I want to go through my entire outline, hit every mark, just crush it and make sure that I make this an awesome video for my new goddess. So yeah. So the general concept of what this stunt is about, that's the first thing we have to discuss. What we're doing here is we're playing NHL 99 for the Nintendo 64, and we are trying to get through an entire season and win all the end of season awards. Every time you play a season, whether you win the Stanley Cup or you don't, you get to see who wins the awards at the end of the season. And we are trying to win every single award at the end of the season. We have to win the Stanley Cup, and we have to win every single award. And what we do is we play every single game 5-minute periods. The periods go by, the minutes go by a little faster than real life time. So instead of 15 minutes games, it's more like 12-minute games every game. We play 5-minute periods. We play with the broadcast angle view, which is most like what a real hockey game looks like when you're watching on television. It's a little more difficult than playing with the default view, which is ice level view. It's default. It's like overhead, a little overhead. You can pass a little better on that view, but and see everything better, see who's coming in the zone a little better. So it's a little more difficult than that. It takes some time to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's pretty good. We play with the full advantage meter against us, which means when you go to the team matchup screen, it is automatically set to 1 click on each team, and you can go as many as 3 clicks on either side. We use the C buttons to make the opponent have 3 clicks on their side, so you put the full advantage against you every game. We play at all-star level difficulty. I don't even know what the other difficulty levels are in this game because I never play with them, so we're all-star level difficulty every game. So basically we play, that's how we play every single game, and we try to get through a whole season to see, we try to get through a whole season that way, and it takes about 48 hours. If you do if you do goal celebration songs like I do every time someone scores, it draws out the running time, since that takes about a minute each time. So I've never actually done this in one full 48-hour stream, but I intend to, if I can take some days off of work, I intend to try it out to see what it's like I can see. Here's the thing. The reason I have free time to do this stunt is because double shifting is over with at my job. So I only work like 5 or 6 hours a day. So I have an overload of free time every single day. What I can do is I can go home from those shifts and do 16 hours of shooting my stunt. And I figured out that if I do that, I can do the stunt in just over 3 days. Now, that's probably what I'm going to be able to do, but if I take 2 days off in a row, what I can do is I can come home from work, get 7 hours sleep, do 48 straight hours, and then I can get 7 more, and I could do the stunt. I could get 7 more hours sleep, and then do the shift the next day. So that's what I might do if I take the time off. I'm not sure I want to do that. I can only do that maybe twice, and I plan to take a vacation on one of those days, one of those weeks. So I probably can't do that every single time. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm probably going to end up doing the 16 hours at a time between work shifts. And what I'm going to do is, okay, so that's basically what I'm going to do. And what I'm probably going to do, though, is for the most immediate future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I have about 8 tapes right now, 8 tapes to work with. And what I want to do is for my new goddess, I want to edit a highlight reel of all her goals, her non-empty net goals. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these tapes. And first off, the only reason why we're recording on the tapes is so that line 1 disappears. Let me show you what I mean really quickly. If you put the view back to the normal view, you can see that there's a line 1 right there. That's what happens when you don't record. If you record onto a tape, it says record, and then it goes away after a while. So in order for line 1 to disappear, we have to be recording onto a tape. So that's why we record. We don't use the tapes for anything other than to make line 1 disappear. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm doing this for my new goddess, who is an absolutely wonderful person, I just met her recently, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, okay, that needs to go away. I'm going to be setting, every time she scores on one of these tapes, I'm going to set aside the tape to log and capture her goals on the other computer afterward. And as soon as every tape is full, I'm going to stop streaming, and I'm going to log and capture her goals. And as I go along in the season, I'm going to log and capture her goals and then use them to edit a highlight reel of all her non-empty net season goals. And I'm going to edit it to the song Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, because I think that would make for an awesome music video. And at the end of the season, she's going to have an awesome music video showing all her goals back to back. So that's what I'm going to do for my goddess. That is the way that I'm going to give her an absolute wonderful treatment. She's going to be worshipped. And that's what I intend to do for her all season long. So that's what we're going to do for the most immediate time. I do have some more tapes coming, so I will be able to do a 16-hour stunt in the future. But for right now, I only have 8 tapes. So I'm going to stream until whenever those 8 tapes are full of her goals. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I've covered that. Let me check things off as I cover them, so I make sure I get through them. I covered line 1. I covered the double shift hours at work, 48 hours versus 16 hours. Another thing we don't do in this stunt, is we don't do the All-Star game. In the past, what I used to do for the All-Star game is I used to take time out, and because the All-Star game, they don't use edited players in the All-Star game. They only use the best players from, let me get it over here because I'm not centered. They only use the best players from the computer to play the All-Star game. So even if our players do better than the computer players, we won't be in the All-Star game. So what I used to do in the past is I used to use Team Canada for North America and Team Finland for the world. And I used to put all of our guys on those teams to represent the All-Star rosters. And I used to either find the computer players from the world or from the international teams, or if they don't exist for the international teams, I used to edit them in myself and put them on All-Star rosters and then play a full 20-minute period All-Star game. But number one, that's time consuming, and it's also a significant timeout from the stunt, and it's just not worth it. So I'm not going to be playing the All-Star game. I'm just going to watch what the computer does and continue the rest of the season as I go along. So I covered All-Star game, All-Star difficulty. Another thing that we don't do is we don't take one-timers off the face-offs. What the computer will do, and this is a cheap goal, they do a lot of cheap things to score their goals. But one of the things the computer will do is the computer, if you get caught taking a face-off in the lower right face-off circle of the, usually this happens when you play a home game and you're in the first and third period, or if you're playing, or if you're playing an away game in the second period. So there's actually an away team advantage, because if you're the away team, you only get to be in that position once every game in the second period. But as the home team, you're in that position for 2 periods. So every time you take a face-off in the lower right face-off circle, the computer, if they win that face-off and they win it to their left wing, they can take a one-timer right from the face-off circle and score the goal. And it's a cheap one-timer off the face-off. So we don't do that. We never do that. We also can do it from other face-off circles if we get it to the player right next to the goal. And we can score and win that way, but we don't do it. So if we do go to that person who's closest to the goal off the face-off, the rule is that you can't take the shot right away. You have to move out of position from where you're at and do like a 360 and rotate around before you can take a shot. So that's the rule. So we covered that. No one-timers off the face-offs. And typically what happens in this game is we are the underdogs in this game. Now it doesn't seem like it, because we're going to score a lot of goals. We are going to score a lot of goals. Goals are easy to come by. They happen all the time. That's not what this stunt is about. When we score typically in a 3-to-1 ratio. In our first season for Twitch, we scored, I think, 350 goals, and we allowed 105. Now, that was far and away the most in the league in both categories. So scoring goals is no problem. What we have to do is we have to cut down on the goals allowed, because most teams would allow like maybe 60. Our 105 was most in the league. But the goals get scored no problem, so that's not what it's about. What's going to happen is, as we go along in this game, we are going to dominate the leaderboards. All 18 of our skaters are going to take over the top 18 spots on the leaderboard, and the computer is only going to have spot 19 and spot 20. So that's what's going to happen in like the first 10 games. So winning all the offensive award categories is no problem. So what this sport is actually, stunt is actually about is the Jennings stunt. The Jennings Award. The Jennings Award goes to the backup goaltender who plays a minimum 25 games or 375 minutes played, and allows the fewest amount of goals against them. Now, so basically that's what this stunt is all about. And in order to get the Jennings Award, what you have to do is you have to play an absolutely shut down team defense. You have to not allow any shots on your net, and you have to, as soon as the opponent gets the puck, you have to, let's see, I covered top leaderboard spots. As soon as the opponent gets the puck, you have to hit them and get them down and take the puck the other way. So that's what this stunt is all about. If you are a police officer, this is your stunt, because you basically have a suspect with the puck, and your job is to wrestle them down to the ground as soon as possible and get that puck and take it the other way. So this is the police officer stunt. It is all about hitting the opponent and getting them down. Man, I'm telling you right now, I cannot do this. I am not a streamer. I do not talk all the time. This is hard. This is really hard. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I did the first time. I can do it the second time. So we're doing this. So let's see. I covered outscoring the opponent. So yeah, that's what this stunt is all about. It's all about the Jennings stunt. This is a police officer stunt. And so what's going to happen here is in this stunt is first off the Jennings. So basically, the most important position on this team is the Jennings. The Jennings is the Jennings goaltender. So what's probably going to happen when we do this stunt is we are going to probably start out with Play It Bogart in net. He's our Vesna goaltender, and we are going to try to win the Jennings for him right from the beginning of the season. So we're going to put him in for the first 25 games. And usually what happens is because the goaltender leaves the net during delayed penalties, you have to put the goaltender in for a 26th game so he can make up those minutes that he misses for delayed penalties. So it's usually 26 games, not 25. Whatever it takes to equal 375 minutes. So yeah, it's usually a 26 game. What's probably going to happen in this stunt is we are probably going to put Play It Bogart in net, and Play It Bogart we are going to try to steal games with Play It Bogart in net and try to shut out every game. Now, what's probably going to happen is Play It Bogart is probably going to get lit up at some point by some of the better teams in the league. When that happens, what we will start doing is we will put E-Kit in. E-Kit is our invincible goaltender. He used to be a skater on line 1 right wing, but because we have a goddess in the goddess position, which is line 1 right wing, we don't put E-Kit in anymore. He used to be like a prototypical skater with 15 ratings in all the main skating categories: acceleration, speed, balance, agility, and offensive and defensive awareness. He used to be perfect in those, and he used to be your prototypical offensive player. He did pretty well. He was usually able to run the puck into the net out off the face-off a lot of times and do the vertical trick from the opposite side, which is hard. It's easier for a right-shooting left wing to do the vertical trick than a left-shooting right wing, but you can do it. So that's what E-Kit was pretty good for when we had him there. But it's not as good as having an invincible goaltender who has 15 in all the save categories that you really need to make saves, like glove hand right, glove hand left, stick hand right, stick hand left, 5-hole, speed, puck recovery, puck cover, all those categories. So you need a perfect goaltender most of all. And having somebody in the goddess position of line 1 right wing allows us to drop E-Kit down to the Jennings goaltender and put him in for the weaker teams so that he can win against the weaker teams in the league. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to try to steal games with Play It Bogart in net. And if he can't do it, if he gets lit up by some of the better teams in the league, we're going to start putting E-Kit in, and he's going to be against our invincible goaltender, against some of the other lesser teams in the league. And what we're going to do is you're never going to see Dave Malakauskas all season long. What we're going to do is we're going to put him in for the playoffs, and he's going to be our playoff goaltender. And in the playoffs, the only thing you need to do is win, because the Vesna is decided for the regular season. The Jennings is decided in the regular season. The only award that is decided in the postseason is the Conn Smythe. That goes to your most valuable skater on the team. So it's not a goaltender award, so the goaltender just has to win when you get to the playoffs. So that's what's going to happen with Dave Malakauskas. We're never going to see him all season long. He's just going to be our playoff goaltender. But if Play It Bogart is able to steal the Jennings, we're going to put Dave Malakauskas in for our Vesna goaltender and save E-Kit for the playoffs. So we're going to at least try. That's going to be our first objective when this season starts. We are going to try to steal games with Bogart, and then if he fails, we'll put E-Kit in for the Jennings goaltender, and that's what we'll do. So yeah, I'm going to be honest about this stunt here. It's probably not going to work out because in all of my seasons so far, we haven't done many seasons. We've only done one season for Twitch. We used to do seasons back in the day when I had my longtime ex and her friends on the team. and it failed then too, it's probably going to take multiple attempts to get this to happen. It might not happen in one try. It might not happen in 2 tries. It may take 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or more seasons, complete seasons, to win these awards. And also, there is a glitch in this game where sometimes in simulated seasons, they will give the Vesna and the Jennings to the same goaltender, the one who plays the majority of your games and wins as many of his games. So sometimes that glitch will happen, and if that happens, then we win. It's done. That's all that we need. And so we will count that, and we will take that as a win if that glitch happens. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we have to take it for granted that it's probably not going to happen, because what usually happens is the computer will have a goalie, several goalies that play a minimum 25 games or 375 minutes. And the goalies will set the mark for how many goals have to be scored minimum to, or allowed minimum to get the Jennings. So usually that's about 9. Anywhere from 7 to 11 goals allowed is the number that the computer usually sets. You won't know this until the season's over and you see who qualifies and how many goals they allowed. So 7 is probably the minimum that you want to allow. You don't want to allow any more than 7, but definitely 9. If you allow more than 9, you're probably not going to get it. And if you allow more than 11, you're definitely not going to get it for sure. So that's going to, the other goalies are going to set the mark for who gets the Jennings. Now, if I were being fair about this, what I would do is I would take, because see, the thing is, the computer, when they play against you, they play with the default rosters. However the rosters are set against you in default, that's who you will play against. So we never see the backup goaltenders, because the backup goaltenders are never in there when we play them. They always hide the backup goaltenders, and they put them in during games that we don't see them in, like, regular season games. So we will never see the backup goaltenders. So the only way that we could, like, if we really wanted to make this fair, then we would wait until we go against the goaltenders that are in line to win the Jennings, and we would edit them in there for the games that we want to put our backup goaltender in there, and we allow backup to go against backup, and we would try to light them up with goals so that they don't get the Jennings. If we were being fair about it, we would do that, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to manipulate the rosters just to give us a chance. I don't want to manipulate the rosters in any way at all. I want to go with just the rosters that are on there naturally during gameplay. So that's what we're going to do. We are not going to manipulate the rosters at all to get the Jennings 1. We are just going to play our Jennings goaltender against their number 1, and all we're ever going to see is number 1 goaltenders on the other side. So this is the hardest way of doing this stunt, and I would have it no other way for the person who I consider to be a goddess that we are doing this for, my goddess. So yeah, what's probably going to end up happening with the Jennings is we're probably going to lose this. I don't know how long it's going to take to lose this. It might happen 20, 25, maybe 40 games in. And at that point, when we lose the Jennings and we have nothing to play for, the only thing that we will have to play for is the goal celebration songs, to celebrate our teammates whenever they score, and to celebrate the goddess in my life whenever she scores, because that is who I'm doing this for. So you know what? I will be happy. My number 1 goal when I do play this game is to simply get through it and be a professional. I need to make sure that everything is set right. Speaking of that, I need to test the goal celebration songs very quickly to make sure we're at the right volume. Hold on for just a second. Yeah, we're at the right volume. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I might want to turn that up a little bit. Let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So yeah, what we are going to end up playing this stunt for is we are going to end up playing this stunt for those rare times where my goddess scores a goal and we are able to play her goal celebration song. So let's see, goddess position. So the goddess position is the most important position in this stunt because it allows us to basically it allows us to drop E-Kit back to the Jennings goaltender and have him be invincible goal ratings. We were never able to do this before with E-Kit as a skater because Clayton Bogart and Dave Malakauskas are both human. They are both human beings with regular human being ratings. They don't have a perfect glove hand right, glove hand left, stick hand right, stick hand left, 5-hole puck cover, speed, agility, puck, all those categories responsible for making saves. They are not perfect, and what ends up happening is if you have imperfections, the computer will find ways to exploit your flaws, and they will find ways to exploit your flaws, and every time the computer scores, you will not know whether it is because of your flaws or because the computer has the advantage. Like, I'm not sure exactly what happens when you put the advantage meter up all the way, but I know that on a general basis, the computer players are have lower abilities than all of us, the edited created players. The only exceptions are the All-Stars. The All-Stars have higher abilities than our created players, so they're like super duper players when their abilities get raised. Every team has about anywhere from 1 to 3 of those players on their team. But generally our ratings are higher, but when you put the advantage meter against you, it artificially raises your the computer's ratings up. So they're better than us. So we are definitely the underdogs in this stunt. Anything we do at all is an accomplishment, a great accomplishment. So yeah, the general concept of this stunt, that's basically the general concept of this stunt, the goddess position, the Jennings goalie, and basically what this stunt is all about. Before we get into the award, so now we need to get into the awards. But before I get into the awards, I want to describe what this stunt is about. So I am doing this stunt for a new goddess. We kicked the old goddess, the old person who was in the goddess position, off the team. She is no longer worthy of being in the goddess position. We're going to discuss that a little bit later. But we have a new goddess who I'm actually in a relationship with at this point. We met on February 8th, and we are not even out of the month of February, and we have moved very, very fast. We are already saying that we love each other and trying to establish a firm relationship, a solid relationship. And, one of these days I am always afraid that she's going to wake up and realize that, like, how fast we're moving and want to slow it down, but it's never happening. And I'm glad. I would have this no other way. I know she's the one, and I know that I'm going to spend eternity worshiping her like the goddess she is. And I just want to make her happy. And what this stunt is about, this stunt is about imitating what heaven is to be like. That's what it is about. This team is composed of a variety of people, my friends and family, people who are close to me, who I feel a closeness with, who are special to me in my life in some way. A lot of them are long lost family and friends who I don't keep in contact with anymore, like from my childhood, who I once had in my life, but I have no way of contacting, who are just important to me. I put them on the team. Some people who I contact all the time and keep into contact with, they are on the team. 2 Twitch streamers and 1 TV personality. Those are the people who are, and of course the goddess. Those are the people who are important to me in my life, and the objective is to get all those people and surround my goddess with them to imitate what heaven is like, because that's what you would imagine would be like when you get to heaven and you get to reunite with all the people who are important to you in life. And this is just a big celebration. We get to celebrate each other every time we score. It's a celebration of life, love, and it is a way of worshiping God. So that is what this stunt is all about, is an imitation of what heaven is like, and it is to basically surround my goddess with all the people who are important to me. Now, in time, when I get to know my goddess a little better, we may get people from her life that are important to her and start replacing people on my team with people who are important to her. But that's a long way off. For right now, she is a part of a team, and basically she is on a team with people who are important to me that I get to surround her with. So that is what this stunt is all about. And this is what, and basically what I want to do for my goddess. When I have someone in my life who I consider to be my goddess, what I'm trying to do for them is I'm trying to reach up with my two hands into heaven to grab as much heavenly bliss as I can possibly fit into my two hands, to bring it down, and to give my goddess heaven in advance in this world, heaven in advance of the next world, in this world right here, right now. So she can have heaven in advance and be absolutely happy in the greatest way possible, have the most pleasure as humanly possible. So that's what I intend to do with my goddess. When I'm with somebody and she is my goddess, I intend to worship her as one and the same with God for this life and for all of eternity. So basically that is how it works. I give my soul to my goddess to exist entirely for her delight, her pleasure, and her enjoyment. So that is what I aim to do. And so this is my way of giving her heaven in advance of this world. So that is what this stunt is all about. So this is what I intend to do for my goddess. And the great thing about this is that now, like unlike before when we had somebody in the goddess position, they weren't my goddess. They were just someone who I admired a whole lot. And then so basically I was treating them like they were my goddess even though they weren't. But now we actually have somebody who is my goddess, who I actually am in a relationship with. So I get to do it for the right reasons, in the best case scenario. So I am so excited about that. I'm so excited I can't contain myself. So yeah. So now it's time to go over the awards. Now that I've went over the general concept and all that, it's time to go over the awards. I have a list of awards here, and I'm going to go over each and every one of them. Okay, the first award is the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is the award that you get for getting through the season and winning the 4 rounds of the playoffs. That's the most self-explanatory award. That's winning the game. So the Stanley Cup is the first award. Okay, the next award that we have to cover is the Hart Award. That goes to the team MVP. So whoever is the most valuable player on your team gets the Hart. The next award is the Art Ross Award. That goes to whoever has the most points in a league. So points are goals plus assists. Whoever gets the most points gets those. And usually the same person will win all three of the awards: the Hart, the Art Ross, and the Calder. The Calder goes to the Rookie of the Year. So usually the team, whoever your top performer is on that leaderboard of the top 20 players, the number 1 spot will get the Hart, the Art Ross, and the Calder. So that goes to one player. When we first did this stunt for Twitch, Cindy Seto was our Hart, Art Ross, and Calder winner. She got 60 goals, and that was enough to get her the award, those 3 awards. So that's what those awards are. One player is going to get those, and the rest of them are usually going to be mixed up. The next award is the Norris Award. That goes to the top defender on your team. So that's usually decided by the defenseman who has the highest plus-minus rating. So that's your top defender. The next award is the Vesna Trophy. We've already covered that. That goes to the goaltender who has the most wins for your team. So that's usually no problem because we win most of our games. Plant Bogart is usually our Vesna goaltender, unless we can steal the Jennings with him. Then it will be Dave Malakauskas. The Lady Bing is the award that goes to the player who exhibits the most gentlemanly and sportsmanlike conduct during the season. Now that award is interesting because the Lady Bing, in order to win the Lady Bing, you have to either get either no penalty minutes throughout the entire season and be on that leaderboard somewhere, or you have to get only at maximum 2 penalty minutes, and you have to be in the top 3 spots on the leaderboard. So you can have 2 penalty minutes, but you have to be either 1, 2, or 3 on the leaderboard. So basically the way it ends up happening is and we keep track of this on an Excel document on the other computer. Every player is automatically qualified to win the Lady Byng because we all start with no penalty minutes. And as each player takes a penalty during the season, they will get disqualified from the Lady Byng. So, okay, if 2 penalty minutes happen, they're not technically disqualified. But if they get 2 minor penalties and get 4 penalty minutes, then they're automatically disqualified and they lose the Lady Byng. So it's like a game of Survivor where when you take a penalty, you get voted off the island, and whoever is left when the season is over, that person wins the Lady Byng. So usually what happens is we have a minority of people who are qualified on offense to win the Lady Byng. My new goddess Keylynn is one of those people. Another person who is qualified is Stuart Fossey. His aggressiveness and intensity rating is low enough. That's what it's dependent on. The aggressiveness rating determines how often you will take penalties, and then it also determines fights. And the intensity rating, if the intensity rating is any more than 5, you get in a fight. So it's the aggressiveness and intensity rating that determines your taking of penalties and getting into fights. So yeah, basically, and the Lady Byng is what decides whether we fight fights or not. If we are in it for the Lady Byng, we automatically avoid the fight even if we get knocked down. So, but if we are not in it for the Lady Byng anymore, we decide if we want to fight the fights. So more on the fights later. But that's the Lady Byng Award. Usually the centers do not get that award because the computer will take penalties for us behind the play. But the computer will take penalties for us behind the play once in a while, and those are the only penalties we want to take. The penalties that we don't want to take are ones that we can control, which are interference penalties, where we run into the goaltender accidentally. Usually the centers do that because the centers are right there in front of the net a lot of times. The wingmen have the best chance on offense of not doing that. So the wingmen are in it for the Lady Byng. So we have a minority of wingmen who can do that. So, but the people who stand the highest chance of getting the Lady Byng are the defenders, because the defenders almost never run into the goaltender. So usually we have about 3 defenders who qualify for the Lady Byng. The rest of our defenders fight. I think Daniel Tysnader, Nathan Phillips, and Shawn White all fight. So the ones that qualify for the Lady Byng are Kimberly Chavez, Andy Shantz, and the Mexican runner. Those defenders are the most likely to win the Lady Byng. Man, this is really hard. Really, really hard. Oh man, as long as I hit every mark and I cover everything, and why won't this cat get on? Come on. Really? Really? Okay, there we go. So, that's the Lady Byng Award. The next award is the Selkie Award. That goes to the top defensive forward. Usually it's the forward who has the best plus-minus rating. So usually when you have a forward who has good checking, usually they have a good plus-minus rating. But you know, I have seen Andrew Echoes win the Selkie Trophy in simulated seasons, and his checking is not that great. I think it's like a 6. And so Keylynn has an 8 for checking. She's not that great at checking, but she has the ability to win the Selkie Award because she has perfect offensive and defensive rating, so she can get back and win the Selkie. So everybody has a chance to win the Selkie. So that's another award. The next award is the Conn Smythe. I already covered that. That is your best performer in the playoffs. Almost always goes to a skater. I've never seen a goaltender win that award. I've only seen that goaltender win an award in real life in the 2003 Stanley Cup playoffs. John Sebastian Jaguar won that, so I don't know if it happens in this game. It probably doesn't. The Jennings Award, we cover that at length. Backup goaltender, minimum 25 games played, 375 minutes. That's the hardest award to win. Now, the Masterson Award. The Masterson Award goes to whoever exemplifies the dedication and perseverance to hockey, or dedication to hockey and perseverance. That I think goes to the player who takes the most shots on net. I'm not sure exactly, but shots on net is what they judge that on. So then we have the Pearson Award, which goes to the most outstanding player as voted by the general managers of all the clubs. I don't know what determines that award. I don't know what causes a player to be voted outstanding, but that usually goes to a different person than the Hart and the Art Ross and the Calder. So, okay, then we have the awards that we have to keep track of. First off, another thing I wanted to mention is one thing that we keep track of on my Excel document is we keep track of the times that we score, that each player scores on the power play. Not how much power play goals they score, but how many times in a game, how many times per game they score any amount of goals on the power play. And we mark those off as we go along. And every game we will switch out the people we will change the lines and switch out the players who score in the power play so that we give players who aren't on the power play a chance to score in the power play. Because if we keep the same players in on the power play and who are in on the power play and the ones who are on the penalty kill, then the players who are on the penalty kill will never have a chance to score in the power play, and they won't have a fair chance at winning the award. So we have to constantly switch out the penalty killers with power play players. So we have to constantly switch them out every single game. So that's another thing that we keep track of on the Excel document. Times scored on the power play. Another thing that we have to keep track of that you can't check during the game is the times that our players earn a 3-star award. At the end of the game, they will show the 3 stars of the game. Every single time a player earns a star, doesn't matter which star, one of the 3 stars, the game keeps track of it, and at the end of the season, they give the EA Sports Award to the player who has won the most 3-star awards during the season. So that's another award that we have to keep track of ourselves. Okay, I've hit all my marks that I have to cover, so it's straightforward from here on out. We don't have a challenge at all. Okay, so the next award that gets decided is the President's Trophy. The President's Trophy goes to the team with the most points during the season. We're going to get that one. We're going to win most of our games. We're going to win the President's Trophy. That's just a matter of winning our games, so that's going to be no problem, just like the Stanley Cup. The Prince of Wales Trophy goes to the winner of the Eastern Conference. Because we are the Toronto Maple Leafs and we are in the Eastern Conference, we are going to win that award, the Prince of Wales Trophy. The Campbell Trophy is the only award that we won't win. That doesn't count. That goes to the Western Conference winner. So that'll go to whoever wins the Western Conference, and we don't get that one because we're not in the West. So that's the only one that is acceptable not to win. We also have 2 made-up awards that we keep track of. We keep track of fight points and the amount of times a player scores 4 or more goals in a game. First, the fight points. Let me explain how the fight point system works. Okay, fight points. Okay. We have a system where the way that fights are designed. First off, when you get into a fight in this game, your number 1 goal is to avoid that fight and to get a 5-minute power play. What happens is if you don't throw... You know what? I'm putting on the Quebec Nordiques hat. My hair is doing some weird things. I don't like what it's doing, so I'm putting on my hat. Okay. So, when you get into a fight, if you don't throw a punch and you don't grab the opponent, you automatically get a 5-minute power play. The opponent player will go to the box, and you will get a 5-minute power play. And during that power play, you can score as many goals as you want to score, and you will stay on the power play. So that's what you want to do, especially when you have the Jennings goaltender in net, because you get 5 free minutes that the computer does not score. And that is an absolute godsend to have that. Sometimes, if you're not careful, the computer can score a shorthanded goal. But if you are careful and you're just generally careful, you will be able to go 5 minutes and not have the computer score a goal. So that is an absolute godsend. We want to avoid as many fights as possible. But at the same time, you don't want to get knocked down, because if you get knocked down, you lose a fight. And, you know, it's embarrassing. You don't want to get knocked down. You don't want to lose a fight. The only time that's acceptable is when your Jennings goaltender is in net, or if you're playing with somebody who hasn't taken a penalty all season long, and you want to stay in it for the Lady Byng. So, basically, when you get into a fight, and let's say that you're out of it for the Byng, and you can fight, you want to make a quick judgment on whether or not you can win the fight or not. Whether you can win or whether you can avoid the fight or not. If you can avoid the fight, you want to stay just out of your opponent's range and let them throw punches and back up just a little bit. And when your back gets to the boards, you want to go against the opponent, take punches, and push them all the way as far as you can without getting into the red zone. And then when you get into the red zone, back up and continue backing up towards the boards and try to outlast them and get the ref to blow the whistle dead, to blow the fight dead. So that's how you avoid fights in this game. And usually you determine whether you can avoid fights on whether your back is against the board. If your backs are against the board, you're not going to have an easy time avoiding the fight. So you might as well just, you know, throw quick jabs and get the fight over with and take the 1 point that you get for winning a fight. But if you can avoid so you get 1 point for winning a fight. If you lose a fight, it's a -2 points. -2, you lose 2 points. If you avoid a fight, you get 3 points. That's 3 points for a fight avoid. So that's your objective. And if you win a fight without taking a hit at all, that's a perfect fight avoid, and that's 4 points. So the fight system is designed to be a game of chicken, where you decide right away whether you can avoid a fight or whether you're going to win the fight. So that's what the fight point system is all about. It's a very interesting system, and it's a nice little thing to do in the stunt. And we award somebody the fight point winner at the end of the season. So that's a made-up award. Okay, the final award is the Heatley Award. That is named after Danny Heatley, the player who scored 4 goals in the 2003 All-Star Game, which I edited a tribute video for. I edited a Danny Heatley tribute video for him, and I gave it to him. So I did that once upon a time when he was on the Sharks. And basically, that goes to the player who gets 4 or more goals. If you get 5 goals, whoever gets the most goals wins that award in one game, wins that award. But if 2 players get the same amount of goals, that's 4 or more, those 2 players can tie for that award. So there can be ties if 2 players tie for that award. So those are all the awards. Those are all the awards that we play to win basically get by the end of the season. So now, what we have to cover is, that's not bad, 47 minutes. We have to cover all of our teammates. We have to go through our entire roster and cover everybody who's on this team. Okay, so. Oh, man. This is brutal. This is hard. This is really hard. The first thing that we have to do is we have to discuss, in a very limited capacity, the person who was formerly in the goddess position before we kicked her off. Now, this is a person who I met at work, who was not my goddess, but who I wanted to be my goddess. And because we met at work, I can't discuss everything that I want to discuss. There are plenty of work-related reasons why I'm upset with them. There are plenty of personal reasons why I'm upset with them. But we are going to hear none of those because it would get me in trouble with my job if I discussed that. And so what we are going to hear about is the Facebook-related reasons why I am upset with them. And that's all that we are going to cover. So we are not going to name where we work. We are not going to name who they are. We are not going to discuss work-related reasons. We are just going to discuss the Facebook-related reasons why they are not on the team. And this is pretty obvious. It's really obvious. It's really simple. So I'm going to put it this way. Okay, before I get into the teammates, I have some people to thank. Now, as you know, not everybody on my team is contactable. But I did contact 9 people who are on our team when I did the goal celebration video, and showed everybody their goals that they scored. The people who I contacted are Ivy David, Sonny Alvarez, Cindy Seto, Kimberly Chavez, Daniel Tysonator, Nathan Phillips, Mexican runner, Andy Shantz, and the person who was formerly in the goddess position. Those are the 9 people who I contacted about their inclusion on this team. Of those 9 people, the people who got back to me and were excited to be about the team are Ivy David, Sonny Alvarez, Cindy Seto, Kimberly Chavez, Daniel Tysonator, Nathan Phillips, and the Mexican runner. So those are the only 7 people who got back to me. The 2 people who did not get back to me, one of them is Andy Shantz. He is a Twitch streamer who he is my second longest follow on Twitch aside from the Mexican runner. He runs 2 channels, the Andy Social Network and the Andy Gaming Network. If you haven't followed him already, go follow him because he's a really good streamer. He has a very tough schedule. He probably doesn't get a whole lot of sleep on a daily basis, and he has a hard time keeping up with 2 channels. He does not have time to read his private messages or get too deeply into my stunt, so he gets a pass. And he also admitted in a stream that he's not a sports person, which kind of got me by surprise. So he's probably not interested in being included on a hockey team. So he's not a sports person, but I decided to put him on our team because we needed to replace somebody who was there before. The person he replaces is Kelsey Lewin, who is a YouTube personality who made some YouTube videos about like obscure games and obscure game consoles that hardly anybody's heard about. And she was a good YouTube reviewer at one point, and she also runs the Pink Gorilla Game Store in Seattle, and she did some Twitch streaming at one point. She hasn't done much of it recently, and she hasn't made YouTube videos in quite a long time. And she was on there as a defender, even though she is only 4'10" and just barely over 100 pounds. So she was not your shutdown defender who could lay a hit on people. She was more your playmaking defender who's responsible for making plays. And she actually won the Norris Trophy in our first season for Twitch, but oddly enough, she was a -2 in the playoffs. So she wasn't perfect, and I don't mind replacing her. And Andy, the way Andy strikes me as a shutdown defender who can lay a hit on somebody. He has really good balance. He has really good checking. He has really good defensive awareness. He is pretty good shooting. And he is just a really good shutdown defender. He can lay a hit on the computer, and they will go down. So that's what he's on our team for. And he is defensive pairing 2 left defense. So I'm very happy to include him on the team, even though he did not get back to me. So he gets a pass. But the person who does not get a pass on not getting back to me is the person who was formerly in the goddess position, who I will not identify. So basically what happened is I private messaged her on Facebook, and I told her that, look, you're not my goddess, but I'm going to treat you like you are my goddess. And I said that this was an early Valentine's Day gift for you, and this is the highest way I can honor you as a person. This is the highest way I could possibly honor you as a person. So accept this, my gift to you. And I showed her her 3 goals. I showed her the place on the introduction video where I talked about her at length. And I got no response. And that is absolutely unacceptable. That is disrespectful. If you are the person to be honored in this project, you have to respond and you have to acknowledge that. Otherwise, it is absolutely disrespectful and you are not worthy of the position. So that is the #1 reason why she is no longer on the team and not included in this stunt. And, I mean, as a side note, I mean, that Czech Republic game was absolutely amazing. When I did the follow-up stream and our second game was against the Czech Republic, we went through 3 scoreless periods against the Czech Republic. Nothing that we put on net was going in. We had like 2 or 3 posts where we tricked the computer out with the vertical trick and we beat them. We beat the computer goalie, but we hit the post. And everywhere we went, we got sticked in the back. We couldn't do anything because we got sticked in the back everywhere we went. And then in overtime with 2 minutes left, out of nowhere, that person gets the puck, takes it up the other way, does the lateral trick from the right side, and scores the game winner in overtime. And the only way that that moment could have possibly been more perfect is if it was a home game and the crowd was cheering instead of booing. Like now, I'm glad that they were booing. She deserves those boos. But that was the only way it could have been more perfect. But it was the ideal moment that I could possibly get for my goddess. So that was just amazing. And if you can't get excited over that, something like that amazing, then you might want to check your pulse because you may have died and not have even realized it yet. Like seriously, check your pulse and see if you are still alive because you might have died and not even realized it yet. If you can't get excited over something like that. And this is one of those things where even if this were another sport that I'm not familiar with, or that I don't follow and know everything about, like football, soccer, basketball, if something amazing like that happened, I would at least recognize it. And I'd be like, yeah, that was amazing. I love this. This is an amazing stunt that you're doing. And I would have acknowledged that. I think my hair is fine, so I'm going to take off the hat. So I would have acknowledged that. So this person needed to acknowledge that. She needed to acknowledge what I did for her and that goal. So that's why they are not on the team, and I'm glad because I get to replace it with a new goddess. So before I get to that person, I'm going to cover the rest of the people. Remember, this is a team. This is a team full of childhood friends, people who are Facebook friends of mine, people I keep in contact on a normal basis, 2 Twitch streamers and 1 television personality. So the other Twitch streamer who is on this team is the Mexican Runner. The Mexican Runner is my longest follow on Twitch. He's the one who got me into Twitch viewing. I saw him playing Super Mario RPG blind during one stream, and I watched him, and I got hooked on streaming because of him. He played all 714 licensed Nintendo games and beat every one of them, called NES Mania. And his goal scoring theme, he picked out himself as the NES Mania theme. So he's a very talented Twitch streamer. If you haven't followed him, go follow him. He is the Mexican Runner, and he's a really good friend of mine. He picked out his own jersey number when my goddess needed his jersey number, so I'm very happy about that. He is the right defense on defensive pairing 3. So he's the other Twitch streamer who's on our team. So we have Andy Shantz and the Mexican Runner. Now, the one person on this team who I do not know personally is television personality Christine Leahy, who you may know from Fair Game with Christine Leahy. She was on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and she was also the host of American Ninja Warrior. The reason why I put her on the team, even though she knows nothing about this stunt and I'm never going to get a chance to meet her probably, is because I felt bad about her when I felt bad for her, and I think it was 2016 when she had that situation with LeVar Ball on The Herd. Because that's what happens. That situation, her name got dragged through the mud simply because of association with him. And that's what happens when one of these internet trolls, these nobodies, gets famous, their name in the spotlight for some reason, and they get some time on TV to talk and to show their true colors. And what happens when they get famous? They abuse that power, that fame. And when you have an incident with them, some kind of dispute, your name gets dragged through the mud because of your association with them. And whenever anyone looks up information about you, like that's all that pops up now is because all these stuff with Christine Leahy and LeVar Ball. And I felt bad for her because I had that experience way back in the day with YouTube with some people, with the person. And, I've had that experience recently on Twitch. And, it's a horrible experience, and I would wish it on nobody. I felt bad for her because of that. And so because of that, I regard her as a goddess. She is the right wing on line 3. So she's not in the goddess position of line 1. She is a semi-goddess, a person who is like a goddess to me, but not the line 1 right wing. She is the line 3 right wing, which is our grinding line, our line that we put in there to win a face-off with Echoes. He has perfect face-off rating at the center position of that line. So they are our grinding line, which sometimes scores. So that's the line that she's on. She's our second best right wing on the team. Our best right wing is the goddess, and our second best right wing is her. And Franco and Rob are typically the right wings that have the hardest time scoring. The right wings have the hardest time scoring, especially if they're right-handed, because it's harder to do the trick from the right side than it is the left side, especially if you're right-handed. But it does happen. It does happen. The former goddess, the former person who was formerly in the goddess position scored that way in the Czech Republic game. So it can happen. So that's why Christine Leahy is on the team. So now we have to go over each teammate. We are going to go over each teammate. We are going to discuss who they are, and we are going to cover their goal celebration song. So first person is our line one left wing. That is Ivy David. Ivy David is a kid from Africa who I met many years back. He has a hard life. He has a hard time living on a daily basis. Life is a struggle for him. And, I wish I could help him out, but my parents have prevented me from helping out any people, giving them any money, so I can't. But he is a person who I really want to help, but he has a hard time struggling. I don't know if he's going to make it from day to day. So I'm hoping that he does make it. I hope that he continues living. He's a person who I recently refriended. I lost him on my friends list for some reason. I have no idea why, but I refriended him, and he contacts me every day. He is quick to get on his messages. He is one of these people who checks his private. Him and Daniel Tysonator, are the two people who check their private messages often. They get back to me. I forgot to mention, if you are on those lists, if you are that list of people who got back to me when I contacted you about the stunt, you are the most special person on this team aside from my goddess. So that's Ivy David, Sonny Alvarez, Cindy Seto, Kimberly Chavez, Daniel Tysonator, Nathan Phillips, a Mexican runner. You are the most special people on the team, and I hope that you all have a wonderful season. And of those people, Ivy David and Daniel Tysonator are the best people because they get back to their private messages right away. So Ivy David is one of those people. He is right on his private messages all the time, and he has it hard in life. So I made him a left-handed left wing, which has it a little bit harder than the right-handed left wing. So he's not going to get a chance at the vertical trick as easily as a right-handed left wing. So he has it hard. So he's a left-handed shot. So that's why he's left-handed. He's going to have it a little harder. But he's still a very good scorer on that left side. We need a really good scorer on the left side. He takes a lot of one-timers. He's very good at the one-timer. So we'll see that really often. Okay, his goal celebration song is a song called Grateful by Nefex, and he picked that song himself, so I'm really happy about that, and that is his goal celebration song. Okay, the center of line one is me. You don't need an introduction from me. My goal celebration song is the opening theme to Battletoads and Double Dragon, the ultimate theme. That is also my game reviewer theme, so that is my theme. My goal celebration song. Now, the person who is the new goddess and is the line one right wing is our new goddess in this stunt. Is the person who is to be honored by this stunt. Every time you see me play this game, I'm going to have a picture of her in the lower right corner of the screen that says "Stunt Dedicated To," and her Facebook profile photo in the left right corner of the screen. And I'm also going to have a dedication at the beginning of this stunt. Before we play the stunt, every time this stunt plays, there's a dedication screen that dedicates the stunt to her. So her name is Keylynn Wayne. She is from Las Vegas, Nevada. We met on Facebook on February 8th. And we have gotten to know each other very fast. We have been moving very fast. We are already telling each other that we love each other. We are with each other. We are hoping to see each other one day. It's going very well. She is a godly person. She believes in God and follows Him, reads the Bible all the time. She has me reading the Bible every day. Speaking of which, I still have to do that today. I just finished the Gospel of Matthew, and I'm starting on the Gospel of Mark. So I'm reading the Bible every day because of her. She is a absolutely wonderful person who forgives me of my faults. Whoa, that was a very good one-timer by Igor Larionov on the whatchamacallit. I'm gonna see if they replay that. Let me go to the replay angle, see if we can get that on replay. No, they're not going to show the lines. They're not going to show that on replay. That was a really good demo shot in the demo, and they're not going to show that. Okay, so I'm just going to go back. So basically, this person is a very godly person, and just yesterday I shared with her the story about my longtime ex who abused me, who I also gave a real life romantic fantasy for. Her first name also begins with K, and I used to wear MKHL on my jerseys every time I was in the environment where I did something romantic for her. So I shared with her the story of that person, and Keylynn forgives me for my faults. She believes me, she understands me, and she still loves me. So that is an absolutely wonderful person, that she would be that accepting of me, and she deserves to be eternally worshipped for that alone. So that's why she is my goddess. I'm going to worship her in this life and the next. This is going to go the distance, and I'm very happy to call her my goddess, and I'm doing this stunt for her. She also wants a real-life romantic fantasy that I'm willing to give her, and that's also a good reason why I'm doing this stunt for her, is because she actually wants a real-life romantic fantasy, like what I'm able to do. The person who was formerly in the goddess position is not that type of person. What they are is they are the type of person who I used to be. They keep up with direct action everywhere. They sign petitions. They get involved in everybody's social cause, and they are the person who I used to be when I was in college. I used to be the type of person who wanted to help everybody, and who, when I got a job, wanted to help everybody less fortunate than me. But what ended up happening is two things. Number one, basically, the world and its burdens became too much for me, and I realized that if I help everybody, I'm going to go broke. So I can't do that. I can't help everybody as much as I can. The most that I do is I donate money to charity every month. I donate $19 each, $57 total, to the ASPCA, Shriners Hospitals for Children, and Covenant House. And I do that every month, and even though I make very little, I donate $57 every month to those three charities, and that's how I help people. So I don't help people as much as I can. If I ever become rich someday, I will get involved into everybody's cause. I will find solutions for everybody's problem, and I will stand up for people the way that person wants me to stand up for people, and get involved in everybody's causes. But for right now, what I want to do is I want to concentrate on what I'm good at. And that's the second reason why I don't help everybody, is because in my last relationship with my longtime ex, I found out that I have a talent for romantic fantasy. And so now that I know that I'm good at romantic fantasy, that is all that I want to do for my goddess. I just want to give her a romantic fantasy 24/7 and worship her as one and the same with God for all of eternity. So that's what I want to do with my time. That's what I want to do with my life. That's what I want to do with my eternity. And I want to make that number one priority for my goddess. So I'm all about the romantic fantasy. And this girl wants a romantic fantasy, so I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to show her how I can celebrate her with this game. So yeah, that's Keylynn. Her name is Keylynn Wayne. If I would have known that, I would have put her last name in the game and gave her number 99, Wayne Gretzky's number. But right now, she's going to go by Keylynn and have the number 72. Oh, that's right. Ivy David's number is number 24 because his birthday is on the 24th. My number is number 27 because 27 is the age that I was when I met my longtime ex. And because that didn't work out, I wear number 27 because number 27 is the age from which God owes me a soulmate, because that's when it was supposed to be. So that's why I wear number 27, because that's the age I was when I was supposed to meet my soulmate. So that's the soulmate age for me. I consider myself eternally a 27-year-old, even though I'm 38 right now. I will always be 27 in my mind. So that's why I wear number 27. Keylynn is number 72 because the Las Vegas area code is 702. So if you combine that, that equals that becomes 72. So that's why she is number 72. The Mexican runner used to be number 72 because he got his Battletoads world record on July 2nd of 2017. But he had to change his number. He picked number 5, so he's number 5 now. And Kaylynn's goal celebration song is the end credits to Mario Kart 64. Now, I want to explain about this song. If you haven't heard the end credits to Mario Kart 64, the best way that I can describe this song is that if all the world came together and united, and everyone was living in peace and harmony, and everyone was getting along with each other, and we all united under one national anthem, the Mario Kart end credits theme is what I would pick for the world's national anthem. So it represents a perfect world that's living together in peace and harmony with each other. So that's why that song goes to my goddess. For every time she scores, she gets to be celebrated by the world's national anthem, is what I call it. So that's why she gets to be have that song, and I'm gonna love it every time we score. I hope we score with that song. I hope we score often. I hope she enjoys it. I hope she just gets maximum pleasure from this. I want her to be pleased. I want her to be pleased on the highest level, and that's what I aim to do every time she scores. So yeah. So that's my goddess. That is my goddess. So that's basically Keylynn for you. Now, the line 2 left wing is Stuart Fossey. Let's see how we're doing on time. Ooh, hour and 11 minutes. I got till last time I did an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm good. I'm good on time. Stuart Fossey is our left wing for line 2. He is a natural left-hander, so he gets to have it hard on himself as well. He is a natural left-hander. He is a football person. He played football in high school, and he actually got a brain injury from football. He had to have surgery on his brain because of a football injury. So we used to play Perfect Dark together. We used to play with Nerf guns as children. And he used to live across from me in the neighborhood, so I know him from childhood. He also, last I heard, he was going to the gym on an everyday basis. He used to go to the same gym as me. So he's a gym rat, so he keeps in good shape. He is also our leading Lady Byng candidate on the offensive line. He will have a chance at the Lady Byng, but usually the computer takes a penalty with him, a single penalty all season long. So he has to be a top performer, but he is basically, he is our leading candidate, our offensive candidate for the Lady Byng trophy. His goal celebration song is a remix of the Perfect Dark Air Base theme. That's what he gets for his theme. So, line 2 center is Sonny Alvarez. Now, I don't know exactly how Sonny Alvarez is related to us, but I think he's like a cousin. My parents never explained to me how people were related to me. They just put me around family members and expected me to just get it, which makes no sense. But so he's a relative, a family friend, I'll call him. He used to be the DJ to 98.1 Kiss FM, and he also played minor league baseball for the St. Louis Cardinals. So he is an athlete. He is an athlete with an athletic background. And if you put him on the power play and you keep him on the power play, the computer will win all the awards with him, which is why we switch out our power play people. Because if you don't do that, he will win all the awards just because he's our center of line 1 on the power play. So he is our main power play weapon on the offense, on the power play. So he is a really good player. He's a good center. He is our number one. He is our number two weapon when we're not with line one. Line two is our second scoring line. So he's a really good player. He took me to my first Dodger game, my first and only Dodger game when I visited him in LA one time, and that meant a whole lot to me. So he's a really good family friend of mine. So his goal celebration theme is the level Mission 5, a remix of the Mission 5 level in Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Theme, which I used for a music video, the Quebec Nordiques Fight Night. I think it was Fight Night 4, where I won 20 fights in a row going through a tournament with the Quebec Nordiques. And at the end of the season, I used the Oakland Athletics banner when they won their 20 games in a row to when they revealed the banner, and I commemorated my 20 fights in a row at the very end. So basically, I used that as the ending of that video, and I set it to the song of the Mission 5 theme of Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Theme. So that's a special song to me that he gets. And his number is 98, of course, because of 98.1 Kiss FM. Oh, Stuart Fosse's number is number 10. That was number 10 was my Little League number from the Little Dodgers. I don't know why I gave Stuart Fosse 10. It just felt right. So, yeah. So, Sonny Alvarez, that's him. Line 2 right wing is John Franco Espinoza. Now, John Franco Espinoza is one of two brothers who I used to play hockey with at the park during my college years. We were friends for about 3 years before college took over. And we made some videos together. We made my earliest videos when I got interested in video making, and I got my degree in independent filmmaking. My earliest videos were with John Franco and Giancarlo Espinoza, and we played hockey at the park with me as the goaltender. And sometimes we played at hockey at the park with Dave Malakauskas, with him dressing up as the goaltender. So, John Franco and Giancarlo Espinoza are my main childhood friends from my college days. And John Franco Espinoza, the reason why I picked John Franco Espinoza instead of Giancarlo Espinoza, Giancarlo Espinoza used to be the center of our line 2, or our line 1 actually, back in the day. But Giancarlo Espinoza did something very bad to me involving my longtime ex back in 2011. I'm not going to discuss it. But I told Giancarlo Espinoza that I don't ever want to talk to him ever again. Now, it's not that big of a deal because I broke things off with my longtime ex, and it wasn't really his fault. It was more her fault. So we can get past our differences in time, but it's not a big priority to me. I can take or leave him. So for right now, if I had to choose one of the brothers, it would be John Franco Espinoza. And the reason I chose John Franco Espinoza is because we did a wrestling project back in the day, which, looking back on it, that was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life in terms of deciding what film project I wanted to do in my days. So I wasted so much time trying to get that wrestling project made, and it just wasn't worth it. I should have been doing video game reviews this entire time. I forgot to. I'll get to E-Kit when I mention E-Kit. But E-Kit is the person whose life I saved with the Mickey Mouse Capade review, which is why he gets to be an invincible supernatural goaltender. But I'll get to him when I get to him. So basically, John Franco, I feel that I was unfair on John Franco when I did that wrestling project. So in order to make it up to him, I'm picking him for my team. Now, John Franco Espinoza typically has the hardest time scoring out of all the players on our team, and the reason is because his he has the unique quality of his defensive rating is a little higher than his defensive awareness rating is a little higher than his offensive awareness rating. His defensive awareness rating is 13. His offensive awareness rating is 12. So he will typically hang out at neutral ice, and he will get rebounds. So any time that he scores a goal, we are tremendously happy for him, and it's a good day. That's how we know that we're having a good game. When John Franco Espinoza scores, that's how we know that we're having a good game. So, Um, Gianfranco Espinoza gets to be line 1, line 2, right wing. And his goal celebration song is a remix to the Barrel Volcano theme of Super Mario RPG. So that's a pretty good song. It's a really good song. I like it a whole lot, and I picked it for him. And his number is 96, because that's the number he was when we played hockey back in the day. Okay, line 3 left wing is Vince Johnson. Vince Johnson is a person who I used to hang out with in San Jose back when I used to go get Sharks autographs at Sharks Ice. I used to bike ride all the way from Hayward to San Jose and get Sharks autographs with Vince at Sharks Ice. I used to hang out with him. And Vince has a little bit of an aggressive streak. He's a very aggressive personality. And so he's one of our top fighters on our team, and he will take penalties and he will get into fights. But getting into fights is a good thing, because if you avoid it, you get that 5-minute power play. So that's what he's for. He's our checker. He's our expert checker on line 3. If I wanted to have a good checking line, I would basically a line that was all about checking. I would put him on line 4, but I need some checking on line 3 with Echoes and Christine Leahy. So Vince Johnson is our line 3 left wing. So he's a good checker. But he also, what he's really good at is he's on the penalty kill, and he is really good at shorthanded goals. So that's a good thing with him. But we will rotate people out, so you won't see him all the time on the penalty kill, but that's mostly what he's about. For his goal celebration song, he gets a song called Rad Racers, or Jag Racer Souped Up, from the Rad Racer NES game. So that's a pretty good song for him, because he zips in there, and when he gets going, he just flies. So yeah. His number is 48 because he lives in San Jose, and if you put the 408 area code together, you get 48, just like with 702. So he's number 48. So that is Vince Johnson. Line 3 center is Andrew Echoes. Echoes is not his real name. He actually doesn't like his last name, so I went by his screen name online, Echoes. Andrew Echoes is a online friend who I used to post with back in the day, way back in my college days. We used to post on message boards back in the days, and we also used to hang out. We also used to talk to each other for lots of long time on AIM Instant Messenger, AOL Instant Messenger, back when they had that. So we got to know each other really well. We know each other really well. I don't think he has the same email address he used to have, so I have no way of contacting him anymore. So basically, he is our center of line 3. He used to be a mod for the message boards he was on, and his motto was that he always wins. So because of that, I gave him a perfect 15 rating on his face-offs, and we put him in anytime we need a face-off win. So if we end up taking a face-off in the lower right face-off circle, we put him in even if he's tired. If he's too tired, we put in the line 4, which is Munoz. He has a 14 rating in face-offs, but we try to go with Echoes anytime we can. So that's what Echoes is for. He is a hiker. He does a lot of hiking, so he has good agility, good speed, good skating qualities, good balance. He is typically a Joe Thornton type player. He passes a lot instead of shooting, but he can win the Selkie even with his not so great checking. So he's a good player. He's a really good center. He gets a lot of assists for us, and so he often gets the team MVP on simulated seasons as well. So his number is number 9 because his screen name had 9 on it, Echoes 9. So his goal celebration song is a short clip repeated by Andre Theory from one of the bands for Fogfest. When I was doing my PCT internship, I captured a segment from one of their songs from Fogfest and Andre Theory. So he gets that goal celebration song. It's pretty good. So that's Andrew Echoes. Line 3 right wing is Christine Leahy. We already covered Christine Leahy. She's number 43. The reason why she is number 43 is because on her Instagram, she was wearing a Mighty Ducks jersey with the number 43, so she's a Mighty Ducks fan and wears number 43, and that's perfect for her. So she's number 43, and for her goal celebration song is Big Blue, a remix of Big Blue from F-Zero, and that's a very classic song. You ask any gamer who plays Super Nintendo, that's one of the most classic songs from any Super Nintendo game, Big Blue from F-Zero. So that's perfect for a semi-goddess. Okay, so line 4. Line 4 left wing is Cindy Seto. This is a Facebook friend who I used to be friends with back in the day. We talked back in 2016 when I was considering moving to Canada. She's from Toronto. She is one of only 2 people, along with Daniel Tysonator, who actually live in the Toronto area. This is their home team. So this is her home team. When we did this stunt for Twitch the first time, she was the top performer with 60 goals. And she is a right-handed shooting left wing. So she has an advantage doing the lateral trick from the left side. So that's why she was our top performer. A lot of times I used to put in line 4 just to get a quick goal right off the face-off with her. So that's going to happen a lot during the season. She's probably stands the highest chance at getting the the vertical trick and the to work. So yeah. Her goal celebration song is a Rainbow Road remix from Mario Kart 64. So she's a goddess too. She's a goddess too, and she gets a goddess-like theme song. So that's a pretty good song. Her number is, what is her number? 16. The reason why she's number 16 is because her last name is Seto. That reminds me of Devin Setoguchi from the San Jose Sharks, who was number 16. So she gets to be number 16. Okay. Willie Munoz is the line 4 center. He is my half-sister's husband. And he lives in Arizona, but he is a Sharks fan living in Arizona. He wanted either Joe Thorne's number, which was 19 at the time, but I had number 19 at the time, so he got Joe Pavelski's number 8. So his number is number 8 for Joe Pavelski, who is a center. So he is a Sharks fan living in Arizona. So he is our line 4 center. I don't remember if he fights. I think he does once in a while, but he is mainly in there to win faceoffs for us. He has a 14 rating on the faceoffs. His rating is number 14 on the faceoff, so he's our secondary faceoff taker, aside from Echoes. And he's generally a good grinder. He will get goals once in a while. He is also good on the power play along with Sonny Alvarez. So he is just a really good person, and he is in there. So yeah, his goal celebration song, I think, is the Armored Armadillo remix from Mega Man X. That's one of those songs I really like a whole lot. I forget him and Rob. Rob has Spark Mandrel. Yes, Rob has Spark Mandrel. So yeah. So he has Armored Armadillo from Mega Man X. That is his goal celebration song. So line 4 right wing is Rob Raposa. Rob Raposa is a family friend. Again, I think he's a cousin. Back in the day, like a long time ago, we used to have an all Raposa line with all 3 Raposas on there: Lisa, Ryan, and Rob. And Rob is the one Raposa who I picked to stick around, because back in my college days, he gave me his number and said, if you ever need someone to talk to, give me a call. I wasn't going through stuff back in those days, so I never called him. But I really regret that. I wish I would have kept in contact with him. But he strikes me as one of the most real people I've ever met. He used to do karate. He is also an aggressive personality, and he gets into fights every so often. And he has a high intensity rating. So, and he's also a good checker on that line. Oh, Willie Munoz is also very good at checking, along with Cindy Seto is not our checker. She is not. She is our scorer on that line. So she is our non-checker. But Munoz and Rob Raposa both check, so they're really good checkers. Rob Raposa is our main checker. He's going to have a hard time scoring alongside Franco, but he does score goals once in a while. So he doesn't. He scores a little more often than Franco, but he's mostly a grinder to basically wear down the opponent's offense. So yeah, he gets number 7 because that's God's number, and I really wish the best for him because he's a real person. He's a really real personality. And so he gets to have number 7, and his goal celebration song is a Spark Mandrill remix from Mega Man X. Okay, so that's Rob Raposa. Now our defensive pairings. Well, I went an hour and 30 minutes. I have already topped my time from last time where I talked about the stunt. I'm going to go get another Sonic. I'm going to be right back. Okay, so our next person on our team is defensive pairing 1, left defense, Kimberly Chavez. Kimberly Chavez is a Facebook friend. She is the owner of the group Video Warriors. And she is a professional gamer. I don't know how that works, from Los Angeles. Somehow, some way, she manages to be a professional gamer. And so that she is a gaming. She does a lot of stuff with gaming. So she is an ideal personality to be on defense. She is also a Lady Bing candidate because she's mild-mannered. And so she gets to be on defensive pairing 1. Let me see. Yeah, she's just a good personality, and I like her a lot. So her number is 50, I don't know, or 40, because she's over my age, 40 years old. I can't remember. I guess I just gave her number 40. And so her goal celebration song is a Contra remix called Honey Bunches of Contra. So it's a remix because Contra is her and her husband call themselves the Super C's. So Contra is her game. So she gets a Contra remix. So that is Kimberly Chavez for you. She's a defensive pairing 1 line left defense. Daniel Tysonator Daniel Tysonator is our defensive pairing 1 right defense. His number is 13 because he did a Friday the 13th cosplay or something like that. He's also very good at that game. He is from Toronto. Him and Cindy Seto are from Toronto. So he is our highest intensity player. Me and Daniel Tysonator have the highest intensity rating on the team. My intensity is is 13, and Daniel Tysonator's intensity is 15, because he used to do stunts back in the day. He used to do physical stunts back in the day, much like myself, but his body is not made for physical stunts. So he is basically a scrawny person who does physical stunts. So he has full intensity. So he's going to get into fights a whole lot. He might take penalties, but he's going to get into fights a whole lot. And he's an expert checker, and he has top defense. So he gets to be our defensive pairing 1 right defense. And his goal celebration song is the Blades of Steel for Game Boy exhibition game theme. He picked that himself, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to check Facebook real quick, see if Keylynn's on. I don't know if she's watching me. Oh, wow. She is no longer on, active 1 hour ago. So she hasn't watched me yet. I'm going to message her and tell her that I'm almost done. I'm almost done introducing the team. Then gameplay. Get ready to join if you can. Here we go. Hopefully she gets that and she watches me. Okay. So our next player is Andy Shantz. We already covered Andy Shantz at length. His goal celebration theme is a remix of the Ken theme from Street Fighter 2 because his main player that he plays with is Ken. So I picked a Ken theme remix for him. So we don't need to cover him. The next player that I want to cover is Shawn White. He is our defensive pairing 2 right defense. Now Shawn White is a childhood friend of mine who I really regret not being closer with. First of all, Shawn White, this is not the skateboarder. There's a famous skateboarder named Shawn White, and I could never locate Shawn White online or find any information on him because Shawn White always gets mistaken for the famous skateboarder. This is not the famous skateboarder Shawn White. This is a different Shawn White from my childhood. And he is a very good friend, again, a real person. He was very poor growing up. His family didn't have much. And there was a story how on one of my birthdays, I think it was the 9th birthday, I had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. And because he couldn't afford to get me a gift, what he did was he took all of his tokens that my mom and dad gave people to play games with, and he actually saved up his tickets from winning the games to buy me a recorder, a little flute recorder at the game stand. And I still have that recorder to this day somewhere in a box in my closet. And he saved up his own tickets to get me a recorder for my birthday. So he is a very good friend, and I wish I would have hung out with him more. He is a person who has suffered, unfortunately, from what I call the Cameron curse. I had a best friend called Cameron Cook who used to come over and play video games with me all the time, and he actually just kind of used me to play games with, and he was trying to get away from his 3 brothers. He just used me to play games. He was not a good friend. Later on in life, he did something despicable that made me cut off connections with him and decide that he's no longer my friend. And it's only after that happened that I started taking Shawn White seriously and trying to get back to him through email and stuff like that. I don't think he's at his same email address anymore because I haven't been able to contact him recently. But Shawn White, I really wish I would have stayed into contact with him. And because he's such a good friend, he gets a spot on my team. So, yeah. His goal celebration song is the Sewer Surfing remix from OC remix from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Because what I did was I did a season where me and Shawn White were on the Boston Bruins along with the other players. And I recorded a full season. I recorded all his goals and made a highlight reel of all his goals. And I put it to his theme song at the time, which was what was it? It was something like "Bring on the Boom" or the "Bring on the Boom" or something like that. By I think was it POD? I think it was POD. "Bring on the Boom" or something like that. So I edited a full video, season-long video, to his theme song. And when I got to the playoffs, I edited his playoff goals, or I edited all the goals in the playoffs to the Sewer Surfing remix because it was against the St. Louis Blues. He's from Boston. He was born in Boston and raised in St. Louis. So his 2 teams are the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. And since we played the St. Louis Blues in the playoffs, that was the ideal situation for him. So basically, I edited that song. I edited the playoffs to the Sewer Surfing OC remix, and so he gets to have that song as his goal celebration song. His number is what is his number? His number, what is his number? I forgot what his number is. His number is 28. 28, yeah, that's right, because his email has 28 on it. So he has 28. Oh, Andy Shantz. I forgot to mention Andy Shantz is number 92 because the Super Nintendo came out in 1992 and he plays Super Nintendo. So that's why he gets number 92. Same as Kelsey Lewin's number. So he gets number 92. Shawn White gets number 28. Okay, so the next defender on our team is Nathan Phillips. He is a Facebook personality who is an interesting personality because he jokes around on Facebook a lot. He always posts clips about Bison, M. Bison remembering it's M. Bison talking about it being Tuesday. He posts that clip of the bodybuilder kicking lawn flamingos and not stepping on a single spike. He posts clips about the Guile theme going with everything. He favorites a Kim Jong-un meme page and also the O.J. Simpson Twitter page. He is a wrestling fan. I think he used to do independent wrestling. He is a wrestling personality. Anybody who's into professional wrestling, I am friends with. So I'm a fan of professional wrestling. So he's into professional wrestling like me. And so he is an interesting personality. So he is an interesting personality, so I put him on this team. He is a good checker. He will get the opponent down. He doesn't have the best skating in the world, but he is very good at checking, so he is on our team. His number, I think, is number 50, just because I need a default number. That's the default number that the computer picks, and I need a number for him, so he's number 50. His goal celebration theme is the... I think it's the Double Dragon 2 arcade version, Mission 3 theme, and basically he picked that himself. I'm very happy about that. That song lasted exactly as long as I needed it to, so I didn't have to do any editing for it. So I'm glad that he picked that song. It's a very good song, and he is our line 3, our defensive pairing 3, left defense. And finally, our defensive pairing 3 right defense is the Mexican runner, who I already covered at length. He gets to have the Nes Mania theme, which he picked himself. He has his jersey number is 5, which he also picked himself. And I already covered him. So we're done. We're done with all the skaters on my team. Now, it's time to cover the goaltenders on my team, which I forgot the first time. So I will be covering them now. Let's see if my goddess is online getting my message. No, she is not. She's still not online. So we still have time. Okay, so our Vesna goaltender is Play It Bogart. Play It Bogart is a former YouTube reviewer who made an awesome video game review of roller games, which he is most known for. He also made a review of Heatley, and he also, I think, reviewed some James Bond movies. He's a big James Bond fan, which is why he gets number 77, because he's 007, so he gets 2 sevens. He is Canadian. He lives in Canada, so he is native Canadian. So he is our Vesna goaltender. He is almost perfect on his ratings. I think he's 14 on most of his save ratings. So he gets to be our Vesna goaltender. So, okay. So that's Play It Bogart. He's a YouTuber. He's my favorite. Him and Eric Mansuper are my favorite YouTube reviewers from back in the day, aside from Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, our backup goaltender, who used to be the Jennings goaltender, not anymore. It's Ekit now. Our main backup goaltender is Dave Malakauskas. Dave Malakauskas is a college friend of mine who used to be on my intramural roller hockey team that I was captain of. And once in a while, he came to Hayward to play hockey at the park with John Franco, John Carlo, and me. So he used to dress up as the goaltender when we needed it. He is actually a skater. If he were skating on this team, he would be a line 4 center probably. Maybe a winger, I'm not sure. He would be line 4. He's not the fastest player in the world, but he's a pretty good skater and decent checker. So he's actually supposed to be a skater, but because he dressed up as a goaltender for us, he is our backup goaltender. He is our original backup, and if things go as expected in this stunt, you won't see him all season long, and we will put him in for the playoffs. So that's how it will go with Dave Malakauskas. So, yeah, that's Dave Malakauskas, and he gets to be what number is he? 33. Yeah, that's 33. Because he is a Colorado Avalanche fan, and he had a Patrick Waugh jersey. He used to wear a Patrick Waugh jersey with number 33. So he is number 33 for that reason. And then finally we have EKIT357. EKIT357 is the former YouTube user whose life I saved with the Mickey Mousecapade review. He tried to commit suicide several times, but then he watched my Mickey Mousecapade review over and over, and it gave him the will to live again, and he became a successful actor because of my Mousecapade review. And I don't know what happened to him when I closed my YouTube account in 2012. He closed his account for YouTube in 2012, and I haven't been able to find him online. So I don't know what's happened to him. I'm hoping he's still alive and hasn't tried again to commit suicide. I hope he's still alive. I hope he's still out there somewhere doing well. I wish there was a way to contact him most of all, but he's one of those long-lost people who I will probably never hear from again, but I know that I've affected his life in a very profound way. So because he's the person whose life I saved with the Mickey Mousecapade review, he gets to be the invincible goaltender with invincible ratings who we go for the Jennings with. So that is EKIT, and that is all the players on this team, and we are done. But I do have one more subject to cover, one mark that I have not hit yet, and I will get that next. Hold on. Now, we have to cover the subject of doing this stunt for a woman. As you know, I do this stunt for my goddess to make her happy. I worship her as one and the same with God, as I will be doing for all of eternity. And when I did the no knockdown stunt for Panitopus, it was the way that it was received was interesting, because I searched Panitopus's name online one day, and one of the results that I came across was a message board full of Spanish-speaking people who, for some reason, couldn't understand why I was doing a stunt for a woman, and they went off on me in Spanish for doing the stunt for a woman. I didn't go into the page, but I could tell from the search result what it was. And somehow they made their way to my YouTube page and thumbs down the video. There are 6 thumbs down from them. There are still 7 thumbs up, so I'm still happy about that. But I got 6 thumbs down because of all these Spanish-speaking people not understanding why I would do this stunt for a woman. And it is the prototypical gamer stereotype that gamers can't have anything to do with women. It's basically why are you doing this stunt for a woman? Why would you honor a woman? And blah, 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 blah. It's so weird. It's so unnatural. Blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah. And just I can't understand why these people would make such a big deal. I know gamers. There are some gamers online who I used to follow by Twitch who have girlfriends, and none of them honor their women in their stunts. And I don't get that. I don't understand why, if you happen to have a girlfriend and you do speedruns or elite challenges and stunts, why you wouldn't want to honor your woman with whatever you do. And it's not just video gaming. Whatever you're passionate about in life, you should be doing to honor your woman most of all. You should want to honor her and worship her as one and the same with God in everything you do. And in everything you do, you should be dedicating it to her. So that's why I want to set the example. And if you are one of these people who can't understand why I would do this stunt for a woman, then I am glad if you are pissed off. I want you to be pissed off by what I'm doing. I want to get the right people pissed off at me, and if I do that, that's an accomplishment. So I hope that happens. I don't hope that happens, but if it does happen, I will accept that. So yeah, that's what I intend on doing. I'm doing this for my goddess Keylynn, and I'm hoping that I can do a very good season for her, make a very awesome highlight video when this season is done, and get a lot of goals for her. So this is going to be in honor of her for being a real goddess to me. So yeah, we are finally done, and I'm going to check one last time to see if she's on. She is not on, so she's going to see this on replay. She's going to see this on replay, and I'm going to let Daniel Teixeira know that I'm about to stunt right now. I'm about to shoot right now because he's on. Daniel? I'm about to play the game right now on Twitch. I'm going to let Cindy Seto right now know too. Cindy Seto. I'm about to play the game right now on Twitch. We're about to go into this. And finally, my goddess, where are we at? Dude, I know we're streaming, but come on. I'm about to play the game now. Okay, there we go. Cindy Seto's getting back to me. Okay, so we're going to start this. We're going to get this in here. We're going to start this. OBS. We're going to put this window. Oh. Here we go. Cindy Seto has something to say. Where are we at? Daniel Tysonator. Cindy Seto's busy. Shopping. Okay, that's fine. Okay, back to Twitch. And we're almost ready to go. So, oh, we also have to try the Canadian. We also have to play the Canadian National Anthem because I want to test my Canadian National Anthem videos. So that's another thing we have to do. So we're gonna start this. Where's my? Oh, another reason why we're playing this video is because I recently bought a new Nintendo 64 with 3 controllers, and I have to test out the new controllers to make sure that they work. So that's another reason we're playing this video. And also I need to try my glove on. Here we go.
That's icing.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to play the game now. First, we're going to do the dedication. Why is the tape not playing? There we go. Wait, why is... Oh, okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, our first game is going to be against the. Let's see. Let's put us in here first. Our first game is going to be against the Carolina Hurricanes. Okay, first thing we're going to do is check out the Carolina Hurricanes coaching strategy. Okay, the Carolina Hurricanes are a low-pressure offensive team. They score on the rush. They get out of the zone very quickly. They're a triangle team, which means they're going to confuse the defensive switching controls. I hate playing against triangle teams. Triangle teams are the worst. They're a combination power play, which means they are over pretty much anywhere they need to be on the power play. Defensive pressure is low. Man-to-man is their defense, so we have to get away from their man-to-man coverage. Penalty kill is passive box, so they're relatively easy to score on the penalty kill. When they're on the penalty kill. So, we're going to, let me see what our coaching strategy is. Our coaching strategy is we score mainly on the offensive rush, but we have to get back as soon as we can. We are a funnel team, which means we go for one-timers as often as we can. Power play is shooting. We shoot directly at the net, and we go for one-timers with the center. Defensive pressure, we stay in the zone a little longer than the offensive, but we get back as much as we can. Defensive zone, we are wherever we need to be. Penalty kill, we are wherever we need to be. So that's our strategy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to full advantage against, and as soon as I get into the game, we're going to pause it and we're going to watch the Canadian National Anthem video that I edited for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all that sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on God for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
This is Blake Levin, and welcome to EA Sports NHL 99. The puck is dropped. He shoots. He scores. Game on, everyone. That would even hurt me. He shoots. That's gotta hurt. Wrong. Beautiful pass. Great pass. Flattens him. This guy's a human wall in there. Oh, he gets smoked. He stops him and drops him. Oh, welcome to the Roadkill Cafe.
Damn it.
Breakaway.
Oh my God.
Me. He takes him out to play hard.
1 minute left in the first period.
He shoots.
Oh my God.
Great save. Offside.
Damn it.
The puck is dropped. He slammed that one. Ooh, he got his bones rattled.
Oh my God, I missed a check.
Missed it. That's out of play.
Okay, so that's the first period. That's a better game than the first one we did. Now it's time to get this puck to Keylynn.
Wow, that's gotta hurt. This guy's a human wall in there.
Dude!
He stops him and drops him. He steals the puck. The big glove save! Oh, he's got a clear path to the net. He shoots.
Got it. That's a good hit by the Mexican runner. What else Keylynn with the hit? How's Keylynn with the hit?
He snaps it.
Oh my God, Franco missed it.
Beautiful pass. Robbed. The play goes offside. They drop the puck. Offside. The puck is dropped. Here we are ringside.
Got it. I avoided it. Perfect
Carolina
avoid.
penalty to number 11. 5 minutes for fighting.
Power play time.
He strips him of the puck. This guy's a huge run. He shoots.
Oh my God.
1 minute left in the second period.
We're not going to score this period. I'm going to put Keylynn's line in.
He got his bones rattled. Oh, he got his glove on it. Great save! He takes him out of the play hard.
Couldn't see.
Snags it. The puck is dropped. They've killed off the penalty. Great pass. Beautiful pass. Skate save. He steals the puck. Northbound on a southbound freeway. Look out. He takes the puck away. He shoots! Wrists it!
One minute left in the third period.
Oh, God. Why did I get
Always
pickpocketed
got
so
good
easily?
path to the net. Snags it. Just levels him. Great pass. And time has run out on this one.
We won the game. We had to reset it once, but we won the game. That's fine. the away team. So I got the first star, Kimberly Chavez. Ivy David, did he score? I don't think he scored. Box scores. Oh, he got the assist. That's why. He got assists. That's why. Phillips got a power play goal. So Phillips scored once in the power play. I got to take him out. Time scored on power play. That's 1 for him. I got to take him out. Oh, 5 points. No, we're not keeping track of 5 points just yet. So Phillips, I got to take out. Okay, so Keylynn didn't score this time. She got a really good shot on net, though. So now I got to take Phillips out of the power play. Okay, runner, Enticinator, Shantz and Phillips, runner, Enticinator, Shantz and Phillips, Chavez and White. So I'll put Chavez in. Chavez and Phillips. Switch them around. Okay, that's good. Okay, our next game. Now we get to be the away team. Okay, our next game will be against the... Oh, I forgot. New York Rangers. I forgot I need to switch the game. Nope, that's the wrong one. Win 1. Game 2. Got to be a professional here. Okay, so the New York Rangers. We're going to check out their coaching strategy. The New York Rangers are a high-pressure offense. They stay in the zone a long time. They're positional, which means they come right at you. They are umbrella, which means they come in from the sides to shoot with the center in the middle. Defensive pressure, they stay in the zone. They're a box +1, which is the worst thing to go against if you're a funnel team, which means we need to beat them back in the zone before they have a chance to set up. And penalty kill, they're large box, which means they go for shorthanders, but you can usually get in the middle to them. So that's what we're doing against them.
Everybody, this is Bill Clement, and welcome to EA Sports NHL 99.
Dude.
He steals the puck. Breakaway.
Oh my God. Get that in
Quick
there.
pass.
Missed the net.
Offside.
Keylynn had a breakaway. She missed the net. Man, that was almost a goal.
They drop the puck. He runs him over. He shoots. Offside.
Hey, we need a line change anyways.
The puck is dropped. Beautiful pass.
God damn it. I can't believe that. We should have taken out the one-timer pass. We're against him now.
New York Rangers goal. Scored by...
We should have got back for that one. That should not have been a wide open one-timer. What the heck, dude? We're going to have to come from behind in this game.
Game on, everyone. Welcome to the Roadkill Cafe. He crushes him. Breakaway. Blocker save. He steals the puck.
Almost got that in.
He takes the puck away. Offside. Great pass. He takes him out to play hard. Lifts it. Oh, and he gets choked. Leahy. He lights him out. Offside.
I gotta get line one out of there. We're tired.
They drop the puck. He stole them.
Come on, Echoes, you gotta make that check. And they're in the way.
He headlines the puck.
We gotta come back here.
He shoots! Northbound on a southbound freeway. Look out! Flattens him. He strips him of the puck. This guy's a huge
Oh
wall in
God,
there.
that should have made it.
Oh, nice try.
Good shots by Keylynn.
Huge one-timer, bang! Breakaway, great save!
Holding this. Those were some good shots.
He's in all alone. He stops him and drops him. He runs him over. He
Oh
shoots.
my God. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's a cheap lead from far out.
New York Rangers goal, scored by number 15.
Game on, everyone. Huge save. He lights him out. He hit the
Oh my
post.
God, are you kidding me?
What a pass, tape to tape. Offside. Stick save. He takes him out to play hard. Welcome to Roadkill Cafe. He runs him over. Oh, he's got a clear path to the net. The puck is dropped. Oh, and he gets sloped. He shoots. He headmans the puck.
Dude, get back.
Breakaway. Wrist it.
We got to hold this puck. Man, not enough time. Now we're gonna have it really hard. We gotta get two goals in a period where we don't have the lateral trick on our side. Oh my God, why did that pass get intercepted?
Enormous save. Wrists it. Nice try. No goal. Oh, huge save. What a bone-crushing hit.
I'm gonna hold this for a face-off.
He crushes them.
Damn it.
He lights the lamp.
Scored by number 48.
See, that's Vince Johnson. Oh, wait. I'm going to keep line 3 in there. I want another one.
Stick save.
What the heck, dude?
He's in all alone. Great save. Northbound on a southbound freeway. Look out. He steals the puck.
I'm going to hold this. We need a face off.
Left in the third period.
Josh levels it. Hurt me. He strips him of the puck. Great save.
Man, I tried to get that one.
Wow, he's not hurt.
Oh, man, we lost that game. That was a good, close game. We got a lot of shots in that game. We had a whole lot of shots in that game, but we just couldn't sink it in. We had some posts, too. Wow, that's 14 shots. That's a lot, dude. Okay, so OBS, let's update this. And then game 3. Oh wait, I gotta check the box scores to see if anyone scored. Third period, no. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I have to unplug the controller and plug a new controller in. I have to test the controller. I have to test these other controllers. I forgot. Power down the N64 and plug the controller into socket 1. It wants me to power down the N64? There we go. Next opponent is the Team Norway. Now, we already played Team Norway in the original video. Team Germany. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Team Germany coaching strategy. Team Germany has an even offensive pressure. Their combination, so they're wherever they need to be. Their umbrella, they come in from the sides. Even defensive pressure, combination defensive, they're wherever they need to be. Passive box, they're easy on the power penalty kill. Okay. Man, we got to win these games. I can't believe we lost against the New York Rangers. We had some good shots, too. We had really good shots.
Sports, NHL 99. crumpled heap. Ooh, he got his bones rattled. Great pass. Welcome to the Roadkill Cafe. Offside.
Or we need to get a line change. Vince and Echoes are hot. God, get back!
Anthem. He one times it. Northbound on the southbound freeway. Look out.
Change. Line change. Somebody messaged me on
Game
Facebook.
on, everyone.
Cindy Settle, come on, Cindy Settle. Where did that go in? I gotta take this. Oh my God, I ripped my glove. Wow, I need to buy new gloves now. Ripped my glove wide open. Oh, whoops. Wrong controller. Going gloveless.
The puck is dropped.
Get off of me!
Offside.
Stop sticking me! Jesus Christ, dude.
They dropped the puck.
Oh my God! Get back!
1 minute left in the first period.
He runs him over. The play goes offside.
Dude, get over there!
He takes the puck away. Wrists it.
That's what you're looking for! Alright. Line one back out there. Oh my
He shoots.
One. So we're ahead 2-0, that's fine.
Game on, everyone.
Dude, what the fuck was that shit? The fuck was that shit?
He strips him with a puck.
Dude! Get out of the zone with the puck. Dude, quit losing it.
Great
Are you fucking kidding me? What a cheap shit goal. They wouldn't get out of the zone with the puck.
That's gotta hurt.
Dude!
Huge one-timer. Oh, that shot shattered the glass.
This is bullshit. They're not getting out of the zone with the puck.
The puck is dropped. He one-times it.
Lucky that didn't make it.
The play goes offside.
Let her go offside. Dude, where was the...
He stoned him.
Get in the zone!
He moves the puck up ice. He takes him out to play hard. Flattens him.
Dude, what did you do that for? Line one, Keylynn.
They drop the puck. He takes the puck away. Offside.
One minute left in the second period.
He leaves him in a crumpled heap. He runs him over.
All Okay, that's pretty good. Dude, get back.
Huge one-timer bang. Straight drain. He shoots. He snaps it.
When she gets a hat trick, everyone's so happy.
He steals the puck. Nice
Oh
try.
my God. Stewart almost made it.
The puck is dropped. He strips him of the puck. He takes him out of the play hard. Offside.
Oh my God. Why'd you go offside?
Game on, everyone. He takes the puck away.
Come on, Phillips.
Huge one-timer.
Oh wait, we're not recording anymore. The tape ran out. I wasn't watching the tape. I forgot to keep watch on the tape. 2.
They drop the puck. Flattens it. Offside. Johnson levels him. He strips him of the puck. Icing.
Icing. What the heck?
This guy's a human wall in there.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That was a hot Echoes. Echoes was hot.
Team
On
Germany
the face-off.
scored by number 36.
Could even hurt me. He shoots. Oh, what a save.
I'm going to put Keylynn in so she can get a hat trick.
Great pass. He headmans the puck.
1 minute left in the third period.
He runs him over.
That's ridiculous. We're still winning. Timeout. I want Keylynn to get a hat trick if I can possibly get it. I got 42 seconds to get Keylynn a hat trick.
The puck is dropped. He wipes him out. The play goes offside. Game on, everyone. He leaves him in a crumpled heap.
Oh my God. I couldn't take the shot.
He hit the post.
We're going to win this game.
He shoots.
Mexican runner.
Miss Money, it's gonna make the dream come true. Instead of the old games, you better still win. Miss Money, it's gonna leave you the Mexican road, yeah. People say we're praise. Miss Money, we are.
Okay, so almost everybody scored. A lot of people scored. Ivy Davis still has scored. Robbins has scored. Seto has scored. Alvarez has Franco. And we're getting people scoring. We're getting people scoring. Well, I'm not sure if I want to play another game. We got Keylynn scoring, so I'm pretty sure we're done. I think I'm going to call it there. Kaylynn's got the #1 star. Mexican runner must have had a really good game because he got, well, I don't know. He must have got some hits. Empty net. Yeah, quit. So, you know, I had 2 more controllers to test out. I could play 2 more games, but honestly, I don't want to spend much gigabytes on saving this file because I'm going to have to save it. So let's see. 2 games. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to cut it there because the more games I play, the more gigabytes this is going to use of space. So we got Keylynn scoring 2 goals. We got other people scoring goals. The computer got a lot of cheapies. We actually lost a game against the New York Rangers where we got a lot of shots on net and fooled the goalie several times, but it either missed the net or hit the post. So that was pretty good. I think you get the idea of what the stunt is like. I can't wait to do this for the full season. I'm going to cut it there because I don't want to spend too much hard drive space on this, and I'm going to have to save it on my hard drive for a long time. I have an external hard drive I could transfer it to, but I would only have it saved in one spot, which I don't really like, so I want to keep it on this hard drive as long as possible. So that's the stunt. I hope I did a pretty good job in worshiping my goddess, and I can't wait to talk to her. I'm gonna have to show her this stunt on replay. So she messaged me. So that's it. I hope you enjoy that, Keylynn. I hope you see it on replay, and it's pretty good. So I can't wait to do this stunt for you and make this romantic fantasy come true. So everybody, that's the stunt.